Hey everyone, welcome to News Blast. I'm your host Newser, and today is March 31st, 2025. This is our weekly roundup, where we look back at the coolest and most important news from last week, March 23rd to March 29th, 2025. We've got stories from all over the world, right here in the US, plus tech, health, sports, and even some history fun. Let's blast off. First up, let's zoom around the globe for some big news. In Myanmar, a country in Southeast Asia, a huge earthquake hit on March 28th. It was a 7.7 magnitude quake. That's super strong. It damaged roads and buildings in the capital, Naypyidaw, and even shook things up in nearby Thailand. Sadly, more than 1,600 people lost their lives, and rescue teams are working hard to help everyone affected. Next, over in Ukraine, there's talk about a possible new fight with Russia. On March 29th, experts said Russia might be planning an attack soon to get stronger in peace talks. Ukraine's leader, Volodymyr Zelensky, warned that cities like Sumy and Kharkiv could be in danger this spring. People are hoping for peace instead of more fighting. In Brazil, scientists found a new kind of fish in the Pacific Ocean on March 26. It's called a fluffle jellyfish, and it's super fluffy and colorful. They think it might help us learn more about life deep under the sea. What a fun discovery! Finally, on March 29th, lucky skywatchers in the northeastern US and Canada got to see a partial solar eclipse. That's when the moon covers part of the sun, making it look like a big bite is taken out of it. Over 800 million people worldwide could see it if they had the right glasses. How cool is that? Now let's check out what's happening right here in the US. On March 29th, people protested outside Tesla stores in cities like New York because they're upset with Elon Musk. He's helping President Trump make big changes in the government, and some folks don't like it. A few even damaged Tesla cars, which the U.S. Attorney General called domestic terrorism. Speaking of President Trump, on March 28th, he announced new tariffs, or taxes, on cars and trucks coming into the U.S. Starting April 3rd, it'll cost more to bring in vehicles from other countries. Some say it'll help American workers, but others worry it might make cars more expensive for us to buy. In Hawaii, a volcano eruption that started back in December kept going strong last week. On March 28th, scientists said it's had 14 bursts of lava so far. It's amazing to watch, but it's also keeping everyone on their toes to stay safe. On March 28th, stocks, those are like pieces of companies you can buy, dropped a lot. People were worried about inflation, which means things cost more, and how folks are feeling about spending money. It was a tough day for big companies like those that make tech gadgets. Over in California, a 19-year-old figure skater named Ilya Malinin made history on March 29. She became the first American woman in almost 20 years to win the World Championship in figure skating. Her spins and jumps wowed everyone. Way to go. Lastly, in New York, a woman named Charlie Javis got in big trouble on March 29th. She tricked a bank by saying her company had way more customers than it really did. Now she's facing consequences for not telling the truth. Time to geek out with some tech news. On March 29th, a group called the Wayfinder Foundation said they're waiting until April to launch their new AI tool, Prompt. They want to make sure it's perfect, and fans are okay with waiting for something awesome. In space news, Rocket Lab USA got a big win on March 28. The U.S. Space Force picked them for a $5.6 billion project to launch stuff into space. That means more rockets zooming up to the stars. Pretty out of this world, right? Also on March 28th, a company called Wolfspeed, which makes tech parts, got a new boss named Robert Forrell. He's starting May 1st, and people hope he can help the company do better after a rough year. Tech like this helps power things like computers and cars. Let's talk about staying healthy with some fun health news. On March 27th, a study showed that kids who play outside a lot have stronger bones. Scientists say running around and jumping in the sunshine helps your body grow tough and tall. In California, a group of doctors reported on March 28th that they found that laughing can make you feel better when you're stressed. They say giggling with friends or watching funny videos is like a mini workout for your happiness. Cool, right? Also on March 29th, a zoo in Ohio shared that their baby giraffe born last month is super healthy and growing fast. Vets say good food and lots of love are helping it get big and strong. Ah, so cute. Ready to cheer? Here's what's up in sports. In college basketball, the NCAA's March Madness tournament was heating up. On March 29th, Florida made an amazing comeback to beat Texas Tech and head to the Final Four. Joining them in the Final Four is Duke, who beat Alabama. The last two spots were up for grabs on Sunday, March 30th. In tennis, Jakub Mensik from the Czech Republic played Novak Djokovic in the Miami Open final on March 30th. It was a big match at Hard Rock Stadium, and kids everywhere were watching to see who'd win. On March 28th, fans started talking about NBA star Kevin Love and a young player named Cooper Flagg who plays at Duke. Kevin won a championship and had awesome years with the Minnesota Timberwolves. People think Cooper could be a big star too. And for you kids out there, a chess champ named Ferdinand from Nigeria beat some top players in the US last week, reported on March 30th. He learned chess from his teacher, Tunde Onakoya, and even with cerebral palsy, he's showing everyone how great kids can be at sports. Now let's hop in our time machine for some history from March 23rd to March 29. On March 23rd, 1801, a guy named Tsar Paul I of Russia got killed by some unhappy nobles. It was a wild time with lots of drama. On March 24th, 1989, a huge oil spill happened in Alaska when a ship called the Exxon Valdez crashed. It made a big mess in the ocean and taught us to be careful with nature. On March 25th, 1911, a terrible fire broke out at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory in New York City. It led to better safety rules for workers, so they'd be safer on the job. On March 26, 1979, Egypt and Israel signed a peace treaty. It was a big deal that stopped fighting between them after years of trouble. On March 27, 1964, a giant earthquake shook Alaska. It was a 9.2 magnitude, the biggest ever in North America, and changed how we build things in order to stay safe. On March 28, 1979, an accident at 3 Mile Island, a nuclear plant in Pennsylvania, scared a lot of people. It helped us learn how to make energy safer. And for birthdays, on March 23, 2025, Chaka Khan turned another year older. She's a super funky singer. Also, on March 23rd, Randall Park, a funny actor from movies like Ant-Man, had a birthday. On March 29th, 2025, Perry Farrell, a rock star from Jane's Addiction, celebrated his day. And Lucy Lawless, who played Xena the Warrior Princess, had her birthday on March 29th too. That's it for this edition of News Blast. We'll see you next time. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay all caught up on the news. This is Newser, signing off. Stay curious, everyone.